All right, Maria, let's see what you got here with your Boudoir Facebook ads. And we're going to be looking at these through the lens of I've looked at other people's ads and fixed other Boudoir Facebook ads so far. Kind of looking at the top 10 mistakes. And we can see here with this one, been able to increase, kind of on average, ad consumption, like 2 to 4x for the women in our city that are viewing our ads. So they're reading our full ad copy, they're consuming our offer for the same ad spend. And this is kind of a sneaky number, unique CTR all. Below 6%, ads will have a much higher probability of burning out and dying, kind of worse results over time. Whereas if we keep it at above 6%, that's the highest chance ads sustain and scale. So yeah, you've got 12 ads running for a while now, and a lot of boudoir photographers that have been running ads for a long time. One of the most common things that they're dealing with, is ads performing worse and worse over time. Same ad spend, worse results over time. Refresh creatives, launch new ads. This is not normal. This is a symptom of a deeper root cause issue, which people are not correctly solving. Refreshing creative, if someone needs to refresh creative a lot, I mean, something's really wrong. And it's really just because bad initial ad results in bad input into the meta ad algorithm, which tells the meta ad algorithm to send our ad to lower quality prospects kind of for the next tranche, which naturally are going to convert lower than the first tranche, which feeds in to the meta ad algorithm again, sending our ads to even lower converting prospects in the third tranche. So this is why same ad spend, lower results over time is kind of a common thing boudoir photographers are dealing with their boudoir Facebook ads. And if they're running their ads themselves, feeling desperate, like, man, I don't know where to go from here. I'm gonna copy the ad copy the text, same image, or maybe, I'll tell ChatGPT to fire something up, but they're never ever solving the root cause issue, which is the 10 mistakes we're going to talk about today. Or they are using an agency and they're paying their agency a ton of money every month and not really getting anything for it. And because they're not getting anything for it, they're like, man, why am I still paying these people? I mean, their ads are already in our ad account. Might as well just keep running the ads and not use the ad agency anymore if they're just giving us garbage. So we're gonna go over the 10 mistakes that are kind of causing this today. So first one, does it look like an ad? So first mistake out of 10, that's gonna be causing all these issues I've talked about. Does it look like an ad? And in your case, no. This looks like an organic post. Most importantly, there's no text on the photo. No text on the photo is the most important thing because when there's text, it looks like an ad, which means more people scrolling by. Oh, more people scroll by. Less people engage with the ad, which kind of kicks off the downward spiral of despair for boudoir Facebook ads. Where initial bad ad results just compounds over time, downward spiral of despair. Same ad spend, worse ad results over time. Ad burns out. Refresh creative, same text, probably new image, something like that. That's mistake one. You are not making it, so that's good. The next 2 to 4 mistakes can happen up here in the see more headline. So the see more headline is actually the first 2 3/4 lines, and you're literally just using like one line, one out of your 2 3/4 euros, and using like 25% of your real estate here. And this is the most important part of the ad. It's the most important part of capturing attention. 80% of ad spend is like won or lost here in the see more headline, because we're calling in who we want to talk to because the rest of our ad copy is hidden by a ... see more on the right side, the end of the third line. So we want to have 4 specific attributes in our see more headline. Get super specific and then continue that through the body copy. Let's see. The first thing we want to have is a who, a self label as women are scrolling their feed, scrolling by fast, their subconscious picks up a few words or terms, and we want that to be a self-label that they would actually call themselves. Like they're scrolling by and they go, oh my God, that's me. That's what we want. So you do have that. Very good. Vegas women. So any women scrolling by who are in Vegas and a woman, they're probably gonna self-identify with Vegas women. And yeah, this is a very, very good one. So we're gonna get more women scrolling by, but coming back up, be like, hey, I'm a Vegas woman. And kind of reading the rest of our See More headline. That's first in 2 3/4 lines of text on Facebook mobile newsfeed, which is where 90% of impressions will be occurring. So good. So we're calling a more specific person. They're reading our ad copy, more pre-qualified, higher converting leads, higher intent leads, better calls, better conversations, more buyers, data feeding back into the ad algorithm. Our ads go to higher and higher quality prospects over time, often who convert higher over time, which means our ad sustains and scales over time, which means same ad spend, more results over time, and therefore scale the business. All right, specific attribute number 2 we want is a negative. What are the women in Vegas, what do they want to move away from? Like they're saying to themselves in their brain that they want to move away from? Where our boudoir photo shoot is kind of that bridge, that solution, that boat to get them to the other side. And we always, always, always lead with a negative. And here's why. So humans are just, biologically programmed, wired to move away from pain, to get back to just neutral, to get back to no pain at literally 100x the rate as compared to humans being wired to go from neutral to take action, to go to some positive or some, gain or get some pleasure. Literally 100x difference between the two. So we want to lead with the negative because that's the highest probability we get someone to take action. Think about this. Think about we're going to the dentist. We get our 6-month checkup, 6 months cleaning, and then we go to the front desk lady and we're paying. Then the front desk secretary is like, hey, are you free 163 days from now, Monday, 8:20 a.m.? And we're like, dude, I ain't got no clue. No idea, but hit me up later and I'll contact you later when I actually know my schedule and I'll fit something in. So I say, okay. Month 3, they got our, auto texter, auto responders sending us texts. We ignore them. Month 4, same thing, ignore. Month 5, ignore. And month 6 comes and passes, and we did not go get our 6-month, teeth cleaning. And why did we not go? Well, we're busy, schedule's flowing, business growing, contacting leads. We're kind of in the flow. We like our momentum. We like the routine we've got, and just the positive or the gain or the pleasure of having slightly cleaner teeth and a little bit more peace of mind that we don't have any cavities. Those two things are just, they're not enough positive for us to take an action. That's just, life's gone fine. I don't want to think about the dentist. I don't want to book a dentist appointment. So we don't. Just the positive is not strong enough to get us to take an action. So then month 8, still auto text. We're being auto texted. Month 10, auto text. Month 12, auto text. We don't respond to any of them. We don't plan to come in. Nothing like that. And so after that, that's 2 6-month, teeth cleanings, checkups, whatever we haven't gone to. Again, the potential gain is just not enough. It is not high enough right now for us to want to take action or to get us to actually take action because we're fine kind of here at neutral, homeostasis normal. However, month 13 rolls around. And at the end of month 13, guess what? We're eating breakfast and the right side of our mouth starts killing us. One of our teeth back there, when we're chewing, eating our breakfast, man, it's like every bite, pain. It's like, man, that stinks. But we finish eating, We go out back the rest of our morning, and it's still like, mouth is still throbbing on the right side, even though we're not chewing anything. Then comes lunchtime. We're eating our food, and this time, all right, we know. Let's just eat on the left side of our mouth. It's the right side killing us. But some food kind of automatically makes it over to the right side, like muscle memory. And more pain again, more pain. And like, man, this is terrible. This stinks. So after lunch, we call up our dentist. We're like, hey, can you get me in at 7:15 a.m. tomorrow? And then we're like, and then they tell us, oh no, we're booked for the next 2 weeks. And we're like, what? Dude, how can you not get me in at 7:15 a.m. tomorrow? My tooth's killing me. Like, dude, I'm in so much pain. I gotta get this solved. And like, hey, dude, we can't do anything. We're booked. We can put you on the cancellation list. Try to get you in. And we'll let you know if someone cancels. That's the best we can do. So like, no, dude, I gotta get this all out. I can't even eat dinner. Probably won't be able to sleep tonight. This is too much pain. So that same day, we call up every single dentist office in the city, be like, hey, can you get me in tomorrow? Hey, can you get me in tomorrow? Hey, can you get me in tomorrow? Finally, we do find one. And the one that we find, we go in, 7:15 a.m. tomorrow. Oh, deep cavity. They clean it, they fill it, they put the sealant, whatever, the UV sealant on it, the sealer pen, come out. Oh my God, finally, no more pain. We're eating food, no more pain, no more jaw pain, no more tooth pain, nerve pain, whatever. Finally, back to normal. Oh my God, yes. So in those two scenarios, we literally did like 13 months, 400 days, potential gain, potential pleasure of teeth cleaning, and knowing we don't have any cavities. And we did not take any action. Like, we're fine, our homeostasis, normal self. We didn't take an action. Like, the gain was enough for us to take action. 400 days, no action for a potential gain. But dude, one day with pain, and we're taking action instantly that same day. So one day with pain to take an action, 400 days to get a potential gain, no action taken. Literally like 400x difference in probability someone takes action. So this is the reason we lead with the negative in the See More headline. So did you have a negative in here that Vegas women are saying, are going through? They say, I don't want to deal with this anymore. And our boudoir photo shoot is the solution, the bridge to get them out of it. No, we do not have a negative. So we're going to be calling a less specific person, less, more women scrolling by that our offer is perfect for, but we haven't said it's perfect for them specifically. So we're going to have less leads, less qualified conversions, less sales, less revenue, and then our ad tips to the other, the downward spiral instead of the upward spiral, because that ad data gets all sent back to the meta ad algorithm. And so, all right, no negative. Next, we need to have a positive in the See More headline, the highlighted sentence up here. What is something that Vegas women want that they're saying in their brains that they want, and we want to use to call them in? So are they saying, I want to feel like I got this for a day? Yeah, I can definitely see that. Yes, I'll give you the positive here. So that's good. We're calling in more specific person. The only thing bad though is we want to have a negative and a positive for negative positive tension in the brain, mental contrast. I'm saying I do not want that. Oh, but I do also want this other thing. Just kind of get them with two angles that are pre-tested, and will actually the data will tell us which path to go. And so we do a positive, so that's good. We're more specific women will be coming back up who say, hey, I'm a Vegas woman, and yeah, I do want to feel like I got this for a day. You know what else you got? What else you talking about here? Then they click see more to read the rest of our ad copy and get pre-qualified. So calling in more specific people, better ads, better sustaining ads, higher ROAS, scale the business. All right. The third and final thing we want to have is a hesitation / roadblock. What are Vegas women saying in their brains is the reason, they're not using some other different type of bridge or boat to get away from the negative and also get this other positive? Could be totally different from Boudoir. Like, what's the reason they're not going with some other solution? Or what's the reason they're not going with some other Boudoir photographer? Because they don't want to do this thing, or they wish the Boudoir photographer had that thing. So we want to have a hesitation / roadblock in our, see more headline. So because we're missing that in the negative, we're missing the triangle of mental tension. The triangle, negative, positive, hesitation / roadblock. So we're not calling in a super specific person. We got a little bit specific. We got half specific, 2 out of 4. But we got hit 4 out of 4. So because of that, yeah, less specific person coming through, lower quality leads, lower qualified peeps, less sales, less booked calls, unique CTR, all that number I showed at the beginning, less than 6%, which means our ad's going to trend towards going to worse and worse prospects over time, which is really the death knell for any ad. So that's the CMAR headline. So we've gone through the first potential 5 mistakes. Now we're going to go to the body copy, which is where the next 3 mistakes can occur. So we click the see more, see the rest of the ad copy. Now the see more headline up top, first 2 3/4 lines on Facebook mobile newsfeed, that is our hook 1. And then they click see more and then they go, oh man, so much more text to read. They just wanted to scroll, a way to kind of interrupt their brain with our hook 1. Now they see our wall of text I got to read, and they're like, man, that's a ton. Their subconscious is like, man, that's a ton of work. And so we need a hook 2, a reason for them to keep reading. And we like to use an authority hook. Why should they keep reading? Authority hook. Why should they listen to us? Why should they listen to you, what you're about to say, and keep reading? So incentive to get them to keep reading, which is like what I showed at the beginning, right? Of this video, I showed I've been able to, on average 2 to 4x ad consumption rate among women. Same ads, same objectives, same everything by fixing some of these 10 mistakes, mostly fixing the see more headline. So let's look at yours. Do you have a, look at this, reading it now, hesitation / roadblock right there. That needs to be up in the see more headline. Because guess what? Line 1, 2, line 3 is your blank line, that's the last text before the ... see more. This needs to be up in the see more headline before the ... see more. This needs to be in the first 2 3/4 lines. Because this is hidden. Dude, people aren't even seeing this. Like literally 100 out of 100 people will see the see more headline. Average Boudoir ads, 2 to 3% click see more. Unique CTR all, 2 to 3%. So, dude, only 2 to 3 people are seeing this. Now I can double that, get that to like 6, somewhere between 6 to 9%. Click and see more to read the rest of the ad copy for them to see it. But, dude, think if you got 3% unique CTR all, so 3 out of 100 people are clicking see more to see this hesitation / roadblock. Move it to the see more headline, you get 100 out of 100 people to see it. Increasing just increasing people seeing it by 33x, literally 33 times more people. I mean, obviously we're going to get more specific people to click, and Meta can actually go find those more specific people. So it'll actually be higher volume of more specific people clicking. All right, so authority headline, do we got it? No, we're missing the authority headline, so we're getting the less of a reason to keep scrolling, keep reading through. So less people come through qualified, less leads, less bookings, less good positive data going back to the Meta ad algorithm, which means our ads are going to go to worse and worse people over time. Ad dies out, business plateau starts to decline. All right, the next part of the ad copy we want to have is a story/narrative. Basically, we want something, we're like describing the movie scene of the women in Vegas's current life, empathizing with them, talking about what the heck's going on, to show that we understand them and what they're going through, what they're thinking, what they're feeling. We all got to have that in our story and narrative, because that is punch two. Punch one is the conversation they're in their brain, having in their brain up here, the Seymour headline. Punch two is the story/narrative. And once we hit both of those, they're like, man, no one has ever spoken to me this way, exactly like this. Whatever they got going on, whatever they're talking about here, I really, really need to consider their solution. I really, really need to consider their thing. And at that point, we're a market of one, because again, we're seen as the only option because we're the only one that's been that specific to talking to exactly what they're going through. So we're missing the story/narrative, missing the empathize piece, missing the I understand you, here's how I'll show it piece. And so we're going to, again, less women that feel our solution is, less Vegas women feeling our solution is exactly for them, less qualified leads, less qualified prospects. Again, that ad data rolls back into Facebook, so ads are going to go to worse people over time, worse conversions over time, entering the, death, was it a downward spiral of despair with our Boudoir Facebook ads. All right, third thing we want to have our body copy is our full offer. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. If selected, you receive one limited edition 8x10 portrait at no cost. Okay, so that's the offer. Select and purchase additional portraits. There is no obligation. Awesome. Okay. You got half an offer here. Is hair and makeup included? Yes or no? How long is the session? Yes or no? Posing guidance? Yes or no? I know you said no previous modeling experience, but modeling and boudoir posing different. I do like this. This is good. Most don't do this. Tell them exactly what to do and what's going to happen. Tap learn more. Fill out the form schedule. Okay. Yeah, I like that. But dang, dude, I'm only giving you half the full offer for this one. So yeah, we're definitely our pre-qualifying peeps halfway. So we have more qualified peeps to come through. Also, people come through that are not qualified. They're like, oh, I thought this would be 15 minutes, 30 minutes. No, it's actually an hour and a half, 2 hours. Oh no. So you're halfway there. This one's kind of neutral, feeding half good, half bad data into the Facebook ad algorithm, but definitely going to be missing some peeps with this one. All right, so that's all. Those are the first 8 mistakes. The final 2 mistakes can happen here below the creative. Mistake number 9 is actually having text below creative headline or a button below the creative. Always 100% a mistake. And this is the biggest one that boudoir photographers miss. Literally 100% have made this mistake out of like 40 that I've reviewed so far. So the reason this is a mistake is 3 reasons. Reason 1 is 5% of mistake number 9 ties in with mistake number 1, makes it look more like an ad. We want our ads to look more like an organic post so more people consume it. But the stuff down here, like there's no organic post with text beneath the picture. If someone wants to post a photo from their photo shoot, there's no text below that image. There's no button below that image either. These are all ad indicators. So that's 5% the reason for mistake number 9. Second reason for mistake number 9, 15%. Here's some interesting psychology. So women are scrolling. By the time they get here, they're looking here in the bottom left. With your get your invite now. Looking in the down right and bottom left. Their subconscious, by the time they get here, their subconscious has processed like, 1/3, a quarter to 1/3 of the words here in the See More headline. But now their brain's looking at this, taking in the next data. If there is any incongruency, if the words do not match exactly, it's going to signal to their brain, it's going to automatically trip the error detection network, going to signal error, going to signal incongruent, going to signal confusing, and it's going to say keep scrolling. And this all happens automatically at the subconscious level in the brain. Remember, we're kind of interrupting people's attention. People aren't expecting, they're not out there searching for Boudoir on Facebook, or most of them that see our ad will not be. So we need to minimize the kind of reasons to leave, reasons to escape. And so that's 15% the reason for mistake number 9. Or, second reason for mistake number 9, 15%. And the third reason for mistake number 9 is 80% of the reason for mistake number 9. And it is anything below the ad creative, words. So below creative headline, description in the bottom left, button in the bottom right. It invites women to click before they click see more up here to the right and read the rest of our ad copy and become pre-qualified. That is a massive problem. Here's why. When Meta decides who to send our ads to next, it looks at pool 1, which is who is converted on the ad, looks at the data points on those profiles, and then we'll go look at future profiles that have those same or similar data points. The second pool the Meta ad algorithm pulls the data from is the clickers pool, the people that clicked on the link, regardless of if they converted or not. And this pool is much larger, sometimes 50x. Literally, if you got 50 people clicking to one conversion, it could be 50x. But the problem is if people clicked over from clicking get your invite now at the bottom left or learn more in the bottom right without first clicking see more, which is highly probable because, they can do one click on the see more, or they can do 2 clicks here, one in the bottom left or one in the bottom right to go to the next page. Then that non-qualified, unqualified person, like maybe, I don't know, dude, maybe they thought this was a lingerie set or ad or something. They didn't read nothing, they just clicked on a button. Well, then we're feeding that non-qualified, profiles data points back into the meta ad algorithm. And we're saying, hey, go find more people that are unqualified like this person because it's taking the clickers into account. So this is, a, big mistake, mistake number 9. But it's the one literally 100% boudoir photographers have been making. Mistake number 10, final one, is the objective. Now, I do not know what objective you're using, but your learn more button is unclickable and it's fb.me, so that means lead form. So you're most likely using the lead objective, and yeah, that's the most common objective I see boudoir photographers using. But lead objective is always, always, always the incorrect objective. Here's why. When we choose the ad objective, Meta literally just takes our audience that we're targeting and picks out like a 6% slice of the pie of the entire audience. And when we choose the objective, leads objective, Meta goes finds the 6% clump of profiles that have the 95th percentile plus or 95% probability of converting on a lead form, with kind of also including some of these ads or some of these words. See which words are attached to people's meta profiles, from like words they've been saying on the phone, because yes, our apps are always listening to us or saying to their friends when they're not on the phone. But it's mostly weighted toward who fills out the lead forms. Problem with waiting for lead form filler outers or optimizing for them is, okay, they'll fill out the lead form, but we're not optimizing for filling out the lead form and then answering our text calls or emails. We're not optimizing for filling out the lead form, then booking a call, showing up to the call. And we're not optimizing our lead form for buying, or we're not optimizing bringing people that fill out the lead form and then actually buy. So we're actually just like a totally wasted optimization because we're pulling in that fill out the lead form. And yeah, a small percentage are going to have data points that answer our phone, texts, and emails. Small percentage are going to book a call, schedule a call. Small percentage are going to buy. But it's going to be super tiny percentage. And we're also training our meta pixel to be going to the wrong people. We're training it to go to the non-buyers. We're training it to go to the form filler outers, which when we do switch, it takes a longer correction period to pull it back to going towards the buyers. So the longer we run this leads objective, the basically the worse and worse results we get going into the future when we do want to target buyers. So I don't know what objective you're using, so we'll give you half a mistake here. And all right, let's give you a final score and compare you to all the other boudoir photographers in the boudoir industry. So let's see, we got, does it look like an ad? Nope. Seymour headline, we got the who, missing the negative, missing the hesitation / roadblock, missing the authority hook, missing the story / narrative empathize, half an offer. So what's that? You're at 4.5 mistakes right now. 5.5 mistakes with the below creative headline and button, and then half a mistake for the objective. So 6 out of 10 mistakes, insanely good. The average is 7.5 out of 10 mistakes. So really, really good. You got 2 out of 4 in the Seymour headline, which basically nobody does. Nobody ever gets 3 out of 4 or 4 out of 4. Very tiny get 2 out of 4. So good job with you. You almost had 3 out of 4 if you put the no previous modeling experience needed written in a better way up in the Seymour headline. So yeah, great job. My high score is 5.5 out of 10, so you're right about there. 5.5 out of 10 mistakes has been the highest or the best so far. So yeah, really, really good. I really like this. This is good. Adding extra context. I don't think anyone else has done this. Telling them exactly what's going to happen. Yeah, perfect. And so, you know, if your ad's been slowly dying out over time, like what I said at the beginning, and you want to fix it, want to improve these so we got a higher chance for the ads to sustain longer and, you know, get better results over time and not have to refresh the creative as much, then when I look at, you know, everyone's ads, I consider basically 2 out of 10 mistakes or more than 2 out of 10 mistakes to be a boudoir Facebook ad that is breaking down. So yes, you do have a boudoir Facebook ad that is breaking down, kind of performing worse and worse over time. And if we have a car that's breaking down, performing worse and worse over time, where do we bring that car to? We bring it to a car mechanic. Likewise, where do we bring a boudoir Facebook ad that is breaking down more and more over time, performing worse and worse over time? Well, we bring it to a boudoir Facebook ads mechanic. So yeah, if you do want to get this fixed, higher chance, better results, better converting ads, better sustaining ads, same ad spend, higher results, then I do have a boudoir Facebook ad mechanic offer for you today. I actually got two different options. Option one is, well, option one is I kind of fix each root cause problem one by one. And I'll diagnose you real fast right now. I smushed those 10 mistakes down into 5 root cause problems. So does it look like an ad? No. Okay, you don't have that one. Seymour headline, you're missing 2 out of 4. You need 4 out of 4, so Seymour headline, that is a root cause problem 1. Body copy, you need 3 out of 3. You've got, what do you got? You got half out of 3? Yeah, so you're really missing on the body copy, so that's root cause problem 2. Below creative headline button, gotta remove all those. It's root cause problem 3. But guess what? Your button, that ties into your lead forms, which ties into the final root cause problem using the incorrect objective. Root cause problem 5. You only got half that, you know, because I don't know what objective you're using. So 3.5 out of 5 root cause problems, and I charge $50 per root cause problem that I solve. And yeah, you can take these when I solve it, just copy them to your other ads, but I only do it for, well, I do it for one ad. Although I guess you could choose me to do more ads. And you can choose like, you know, one root cause problem or all of them. If it's all of them, that's going to be 3.5 times 50, so $175. Or I got a much better value option 2, which is I fix all the mistakes in all your ads. Obviously, we work together on it, or you can collab with me as much or as little as you want, but I fix all the mistakes in all your ads, and we create much better tested, bulletproof ads, as many as you want for the month, $100 a month. So way better value. Literally like way better. You just get way more done, way more for it, and a much higher probability of better ads that sustain and scale. So yeah, that's everything. You got my phone, got my email, and whatever social platform you're watching this on, you can DM me on there. And then when you decide what to do and you hit me up, I'll ask you what you got for me, and then we'll go from there. All right, that's everything. Adios.